What's up, Facebook peeps? How is everyone doing today? What, the Sunday before Christmas? Not the Sunday before Christmas, but the Sunday before Christmas. Hope everybody's going good with the holidays and gotten all your Christmas shopping done, because darn was it crazy out there today. Just a quick live, which never winds up being a quick live, does it? But I think it'll be a quick live. Making gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate chip cookies because it's Christmas. And every Christmas I do all kinds of cookies, and then I wind up never making any for me. So this year I made them for me, or I'm going to make them for me. And I figured I'd bring you guys along. So if you happen to be here, if anybody's watching, pop on, say hi, wave at me, send me a heart, whatever. I could wait a minute or two just to see if anybody pops in. I don't see anybody yet, but, you know, we can always replay. I'm getting a slow connection error, but my internet is not slow, so not sure. Anyway, well, if you're on here and I'm having any connection issues, like it's lagging or freezing or anything, let me know. I can always pop back on again, but I don't see anybody yet, but we're going to go ahead and go forward. Gluten-free, dairy-free cookies should be simple. There should never really be a problem. Because they're very simple and easy to do. Basically all you're doing is substituting your margarine and butter, whatever, and substituting your flour. However, as with all things gluten-free, dairy-free, there's always a catch. For gluten-free cookies, when you're using the substitute flours, I mean, you know, look, if you want to get all into mixing your own and buying this kind and that kind and the other kind and figuring it all out, you go and do you, okay? I am not that person. I can't get around to doing that. I just don't have the energy. I just don't. I probably will at some point, maybe in my lifetime. I don't know, but I use what we got. So I use, it's called Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking flour. Don't believe it. It's a lie. 1-to-1 is technically, yes, it can work. But if you know anything about bread, cookies, cakes, anything you make with gluten-free flour, you have to use just a little less. For whatever reason, it always winds up being super, super dry if you use the exact amount. So, and ultimately, I always use Enjoy Life chocolate chips. So these are the chocolate chips that I use for me, myself. So they're gluten-free, dairy-free, kosher, vegan, and that you can buy them in any store now, as you can, the Bob's baking flour. You don't have to go to a special store anymore, which for me is personally awesome because, you know, I always go to the special stores. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Lisa. See you guys. Thank you much. Yell if the camera is slow. I'm getting a low signal error. But anyway, moving on. So the good part is you can buy, you know, gluten-free, dairy-free chips, just like you can Toll House. However, no recipe. So, because it's my favorite recipe, even though I always modify everything, I'm using the original Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie recipe. Because it's the tried and true and perfect one. So, there we go. Thanks, ladies. Yes, Lisa, it is all like cardboard, but it is what it is, right? Look. Don't knock my chocolate chip cookies because you know I can cook. Anyway, so in the sifter that you're going to see, I have a sifter. 2 cups. So the recipe calls for 2.5. I always go to 2 cups, maybe 2 1/8, maybe. But I usually just use 2. Teaspoon of baking soda, or baking powder. No, soda. Teaspoon of baking soda, teaspoon of salt. In the sieve together, and then I just sift them together in the pan. Or in the bowl, sorry. So that gets everything all mixed up real good so so the baking soda gets distributed correctly. So for my margarine / butter substitute, I've tried almost every kind. I'm not a fan of pretty much any kind, yeah, I know about the Bob's, but look, it's just easy, okay? Because I'm not mixing everything else. You are the crazy one that does all the cooking and the mixing of the stuff, but I'm doing Bob's because it's easy. Anyway, gluten-free, dairy-free, margarine, whatever. This is my personal favorite. So Country Crock plant-based, and this is the, sorry, I should have held that up. It's the olive oil one. It, for whatever reason, tastes the most like butter to me. That's what I use when I'm baking. So anyway, so with chocolate chip cookies, if any of you ever made them before, you know how the rules go. You cream together the sugars and the margarine / butter, whatever you're using for yourself personally. So 2 sticks, just like the rest of the recipe. I can tell you that, again, margarine, just like flour, when you use a substitute, it is what it is. So this is olive oil based, so they tend to be a little greasier than regular butter cookies, for lack of a better term, maybe a little heavier. You could probably cut the margarine back a little. I don't, because I like it. So yeah, that's me. Sorry guys. I see you on there, but I'm losing. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, okay, so 2 sticks of butter. I already have a teaspoon of vanilla in here, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, because brown sugar is gluten-free and dairy-free. Yay! As is regular granulated sugar, because we all need that, right? So, same thing, 3/4 of a cup of regular granulated sugar. And we just cream that together until it's nice creamy. So I got all my substitutes, right? You guys saw all of that? Should I roll through them one more time? Bob's 1-to-1 baking flour. Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking flour. You can get it in pretty much any store. Enjoy Life chocolate chips. By the way, just saw this. Very excited about this. Enjoy Life this year came out with white chocolate, which will probably taste terrible because there's just no form of white chocolate that's any good without milk in it, but we're going to give them a shot because it's my favorite. And then Country Crock, plant-based olive oil, margarine for my margarine. Yes, Paula Dean would do 6 sticks. Too right. Probably a little bit of rum in there somewhere or something. I don't know. All right. So to your creamed sugars and margarine, I'm using 2 eggs. Good Lord, the price of eggs is killing me. Killing me. I got a friend, Selena. Used to live in Medina, now lives out in Westminster and has herself a tire ton of chickens. And I'm telling you, I'm about to do the same. Can you have chickens in Glen Burnie? Do you think they'd kick us out of Glen Burnie? Not redneck enough if we have chickens? I don't know. But I'm thinking about it. Maybe even a cow, because who the hell can afford milk, even though I don't drink it. Crazy, crazy prices. Crazy prices. All right. We're getting there. So I just scrape it down so everything gets all mixed really well, because you just never know. All right. And it's funny because you will notice right away when you're mixing it, the consistency is just so different than regular chocolate chip cookies. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do and you can't have any of it. Okay. I beat mine a little extra long because it makes it a little bit lighter, and it seems to make the cookies just a smidge lighter, which is always good because, again, with the gluten-free, dairy-free, they all come out pretty heavy. So, all right, now we're going to add in the flour / baking soda / salt mix. So, Lisa, you baking for Christmas? Have you done any of your really cool pies? Oh, cool. You know, it's funny. I haven't made snickerdoodle cookies since my best friend passed away. Don't know why. Just he loved them. Just can't bring myself to make them, and that was too many years ago to count. Yeah, just don't make snickerdoodles. Isn't it funny? Grinch cookies. What's a Grinch cookie? Is that like a sugar cookie that's dyed green, or? Oh, and by the way, for those of us with really stupid restricted diets, cranberry Sprite. Love it. So good. So you're not doing fireball pies this year, Lise? All right. So everything's all mixed. Good to go. I can show you guys if you want to see it. But you can see it looks just like regular chocolate chip cookie dough. And that's with a half a cup less of flour than you would normally use regular flour. Don't know why. Just seems to work. All right, and go to chips. I had to get mini chips. Not particularly a fan of, well, I like mini chips, but I usually like the bigger chips for the cookies, but they didn't have any because it's Christmas. Oh, yeah. I've heard of those. Now that you mention it, no fireball pie. Oh, really? Okay, well, you know. You gotta, like, cookies are Christmas, right? Pies are Thanksgiving, so I agree. Not that you need my agreement of any kind. All right. So, yeah. So, that was basically all I wanted to show you guys. Trying to share the tips and tricks just because I know a lot of people on my feed have, or on my page have, diet restrictions, crazy diet restrictions. Mine are insane some days. But this is one of the things I can have. I can't eat a lot of them, but I can have a couple of them here and there. My son has recently developed some of my issues, so he's starting to kind of watch his diet as well. So sometimes not so much. Fortunately, he's not near as sensitive as his mom is, and hopefully he never will be. But yeah, that's it. I literally bake them just like you would bake any other chocolate chip cookie. 375, 9 to 11 minutes. If you're like me, 8, because I like mine soft and chewy. But yeah, it's that simple. I just always try and share the tips and tricks, like I said, with the special cooking. It's just, especially those of us that suffer with the gluten thing, because it's just, there's no real good gluten substitute. There just isn't. No flour works like wheat. It just doesn't. No matter how much you wish it would. So yeah, there you go. If you're using the one-to-one, it's awesome substitute. It's easy to use. You don't have to think about it. I know a lot of people that use, the different types of flour, like almond flour and tapioca flour and potato flour and so on, so rice flour and so on. They make their own mixes and so on. I've just never been one to really kind of get into doing that because, I just don't have the energy for all that. Besides, it takes too much brain power. I simply don't have anymore. But yeah, so there's my tips and tricks. Once again, I can show you guys what I used for anybody that's just joining. Just so you can see the brands I use just as my substitutes. But, bottom line for anybody watching that may or may not know, and I know Lisa, I know you know, I need a chef's hat. No, I need to get my hair up is what I need to do. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Lisa, you'll appreciate rainbow hair for a grandbaby. Anyway, can't have gluten, can't have dairy, can't have about 1 million pages long. We keep it on the refrigerator so I don't forget what I can't have. It's literally 4 pages of diet restrictions so far. If my other doctors had their way, there probably would be more. And Lisa, pretty much at this point, I would be eating cardboard. Thank you for the rocks on the hair. Anyway, yeah, so let me share with you guys just for one last share, just so everybody can get a screenshot of it if you want to get a screenshot. But my flour, I use Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking flour. Again, use just a little bit less. In this case, recipe called for 2.5 cups. I only used 2. chocolate chips. Enjoy Life semi-sweet chocolate chips. Again, no gluten, no dairy, vegan for anybody that may have a vegan diet. For my margarine / butter that everybody else gets to use, I use Country Crock, woo, plant-based olive oil is my personal favorite. I don't even know what other ones I've used. I know I've tried almost every single one that's dairy-free, because most of them are plant-based now, but that's just my favorite. Mix it together just like you would, like I said, normal Toll House cookie recipe. Mix them just like you would, bake them just like you would. They come out just as good. But just, you got to back down on that flour just a smidge. Anyway, all right. Well, I appreciate everybody getting online. Sorry that some of you had to join later. Jell-O? What are we doing in Jell-O? What's Jell-O? Don't make me say it twice, Lisa. Country Crock Smarty Pants. Anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. I hope everybody's good for the New Year, or for for Christmas. I'm just pushing us right on through the holidays. For Christmas, Lisa, my sister-in-law, I see you, dude. I'm sorry, honey. They are just going through so much there. I can't even begin to tell you. The Jell-O diet. You know, at some point, they're probably going to restrict my ability to eat Jell-O too, right? I mean, like, for real. I can't even with the diet restrictions. It's killing me. The good part is I'm down about 20 pounds. Bad part, it's not a fun way to lose weight, man. It's just not. So, yeah. I'm glad everybody got to join. I'm sorry for anybody that came in late and couldn't see the whole thing. It was really just kind of a real quick, fast, down and dirty tips and tricks on chocolate chip cookies for people with stupid diet restrictions. Please feel free to replay it so you can see the tips and tricks if you're interested. If not, everybody have a super happy holiday. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hopefully I'll see you guys sometime again soon. I know I haven't done a live in quite a bit of time. We've had quite the events at my house, so we've just been a little busy. So anyway, enjoy. Happy holidays, everybody. I love everybody. You guys have a great one. See ya.